Live from the beautiful city of Toronto, Ontario, it's the Franchisees Best of the Year Special 2025. I'm on the GO train right now. I'm on the fucking GO train. I can't really be very loud. I'm on the GO train. Ontario, Toronto, Nirvana the band, the show, the movie. Today in sunny Toronto, Ontario, it's March 8th, the week before the Oscars. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da.
Hooray for Hollywood.
Oh, that's how it goes. What song was I singing?
I don't know, but I was into it.
That's not a real song.
You could have fooled me, which I think is high compliment.
No, that's not a real song. My favorite part in the Oscars medley is when it, because there's so much of it is John Williams.
Right.
So they'll it'll be like "Hooray for Hollywood," and then it'll just switch into da 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 da. Oh wait, what am I talking about? That's Star Trek. I'm really tired.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I'm talking about the ET theme. How does the ET theme go? ET phoning home. No, how does the ET?
Elliot.
Yeah, I know. I like that movie.
I can't wait until Hans Zimmer dies for many reasons, but then they're going to do a medley of his work, and it's just going to be like 15 minutes of ominous drone.
Yeah, created by interns at the Hans Zimmer Institute
of Musical Excellence. Hein.
Well, listeners, we have a special treat for you. It's not really a special treat because it is replacing the main episode of the week, but it's a special treat nonetheless because I know that you if you've listened to this show, especially if you listen every week, God forbid, you've come to love us and you've come to respect us and to take our opinions seriously. Well, this is the opinion episode because we're going to be talking about our favorite movies from 2025.
Set your watch to it.
Yes. Yeah. That's a haircut you can set your watch to. This is a podcast episode you can set your watch to. For example, right now it's 11:35 a.m. on Sunday, March 8th, Twin Peaks. We're going to be doing, maybe we can even play a little bit of Oscar guessing game because this is going to come out on the day of the Oscars.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll start out with that first. Just very preliminary.
Yeah. Best Picture, F1.
Well, let's be serious for a second, okay? Let's be really serious. F1 has a chance.
I think F1 has a chance because the fact that they were even nominated suggests that they paid an exorbitant amount of money to be nominated. And it's not that much more, I'm assuming, to just win the award.
I think it probably, the cost of buying the Oscar for Best Picture every year does vary quite a bit, I would think.
Honestly, I don't think Hollywood can afford it, but I think Formula One can afford it.
Well, isn't Formula One Apple? Isn't that an Apple movie? It's like one of those.
No, I meant the institution. Of
the institution.
One.
Well, there you go. It's the institution, but isn't it also Apple?
Okay, well, you're not gonna.
I mean, there you go. That's a lot of.
If anyone can afford
pockets,
it,
right?
It's Formula One and Apple.
Yeah. That'd be really funny.
Steve Jobs and Enzo Fiorini or whoever owns F1.
I think both of those people are dead.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure though. I'm not sure about Enzo. I'm not really much into the Oscar prediction game.
Yeah.
Neither we're not Oscar bloggers. We're not prognosticators. We're not Nostradamuses.
Speak for yourself.
Well, Alex is sort of a
I've been known to prognose.
But here's my preference. Okay, if you just ask who I would want to win.
Yeah.
I would like to see One Battle After Another win Best Picture. I would like to see Paul Thomas Anderson win Best Director. Best Actor, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see Ethan Hawke win for Blue Moon because I love that movie and that performance. But he's not like in the conversation, right? Supporting Actor, I think it'd be cool if Delroy Lindo won, which would sort of be one of those like, kind of career Oscars. Like he's never won before.
Yeah.
They didn't even nominate him for Da 5 Bloods a couple years back, which is an incredible performance. He's incredible in Crooklyn and so many movies. So that would be, and he really is genuinely, I think the definition of a great supporting performance in a movie like Sinners. Like he's like important to the story. He's got some great scenes. He's a great actor, and it's also not like, because some of these, sometimes in supporting they'll like run someone who's like actually the lead or whatever, or vice versa. This is like genuinely a great supporting performance.
The criteria for supporting has always been a bit wishy-washy. Who else is even nominated?
Alex podcast. I was about to say your full legal name.
Whatever.
Like this is a porno or something. State your full legal names to the camera.
How old are you?
How old are you?
No, but who is nominated best supporting?
Stellan Skarsgård is for Sentimental Values.
I haven't
up
seen
there.
That one yet.
Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro, both for One Battle After Another.
Wow.
Who I would also easily, either of them. I mean, I'm not. I don't think any of us are big Sean Penn fans, of the man himself. But
No.
But you got to admit, his performance is very good.
It's a really good performance. Very funny.
Yes, yeah, very, very much. He's accessing something in his real life.
Oh,
he's
drawing from reality.
He's drawing from something.
Yeah.
And Benicio is like the kind of one of the highlights of that movie.
Just a couple beers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a few small beers.
That's what. Fuck.
Best actress, I'd give it to Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs and So On.
I don't think she'll win, but she's very good in that.
It feels like Jessie Buckley kind of has it locked. I know, and we
love Jessie Buckley.
I do like her.
We just think she deserves it more for The Bride.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, mandatory podcast episode about The Bride. I would love to do that. Emergency. And we're not covering any other Frankenstein properties. I'm sorry.
Just The Bride.
Yeah. And supporting actress is a little bit tougher. I'd probably go with Teyana Taylor from One Battle After Another.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because that another great kind of really makes sense as a supporting performance, because she does kind of disappear.
She fucks off
most of the movie, but makes such a strong impression that it carries through the entire movie. And then international feature, I'd go a Secret Agent as well. I would prefer. Yeah.
I think Secret Agent, given that it's nominated for Best Picture as well.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, it's not going to win that, but they'll give it international feature.
I think
because it was so good, it transcended the language barrier.
Yes. Whenever that happens, it means you've made a really exceptional international film. So international that even Americans will give it their normal award.
Yeah. So good.
Anyway, who cares about the Oscars? I'm going to watch. I can't wait. I love it so much. Who gives a shit? Who even watches that shit? I'll be there 100% tweeting.
Live tweeting.
Live tweeting.
Reactions.
But like, I don't really, I'm not really gunning for any one film or any particular person. I think it'd be interesting. I actually think Sinners will probably win Best Picture. Wow. I'm starting to think, because you have to remember, like, it's the preferential voting, right? So it isn't necessarily like, it's Sinners is just it's first off, I think it is probably like maybe my third favorite of the Best Picture nominees, aside from like Secret Agent, One Battle After Another, right? So I think it is really like good and worthy of winning Best Picture. The other thing though is that maybe its accessibility will lead it to like becoming not a bunch of people's number one choices, but also a lot of number two and number three choices, right?
Right.
Which add up to winning the thing, right?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the list now, and I'm just it's kind of a boring list.
Oh yeah, very much so.
I mean, I guess I kind of liked Marty Supreme and Begonia more than Sinners, but I don't know. Slow year for cinema. At least the movies I've seen. Listen, the truth is, I don't think I've seen a fraction of the movies that Ben is about to rattle off, and I'm sure you've got some tasty recommendations that I'll catch up with. But I think I can scrounge together an amorphous list in no particular order of 10 movies that I really enjoyed this year. I'm not prepared for this episode. I'm just going to look at my letterbox.
You're just riffing.
I just got back from Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
I've been on island time. I was taking it Despacito.
Cool.
Thanks.
That's very cool. How was that?
It was great.
Yeah. Tell me everything.
San Juan, cool city. It's got like an old town, kind of like the old town in Montreal, but with that Spanish colonial flair. Really pretty. Some nice beaches within the city. We stayed in Ocean Park, kind of a younger neighborhood. You can, an hour out, they have a national park that's a rainforest, El Yunque. You ever go there? I can recommend we went up a tower. We went to a waterfall, swam in a river in the rainforest. It was kind of crazy.
Wow. Neat.
Went to this tiny island called Vieques, which has this bay that you can kayak in at night that has the brightest bioluminescence in the world.
Cool.
Have you ever
I
seen
don't know.
bioluminescence?
Live in the
Yeah.
flesh? I think yeah, at some point I have.
It's pretty trippy.
It's weird, yeah.
It is weird. I don't like it.
It's cool.
You can like pick up some water in your palm and it looks like the jumping like neon jelly beans that Pete Postlethwaite gives James and James and the Giant Peach. Yeah. We love Pete Postlethwaite.
Yeah, I always wanted to eat those.
Me too.
I remember wanting to eat those so bad.
And grow big or small or turn into stop motion.
Yeah, I wanted to turn into stop motion with a giant head. You remember his head is so big in that
Yeah.
movie. That's a great movie.
Beautiful.
I think. I don't know.
We should
As
do
a-
the Peach series.
Did I watch that as an adult recently? I feel like I revisited that somewhat recently. Probably stoned.
I would love to rewatch James and the Giant Peach. It's like a cool 70 minutes.
Oh, it's like 5 minutes long. It's crazy.
And then our last night, we actually went out drinking and dancing in the bar where they shot the Despacito music video, Ben.
Wow.
The Despacito music video. And I met Bad Bunny.
Cool.
I didn't meet Bad Bunny.
Yeah. What did he say to you?
Get off of my lawn.
Yeah, he said, "Don't ever come back to Puerto Rico."
Yeah. You're not welcome here.
Yeah. Tourista scum.
Gringo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are a gringo. Not as much as me,
I'm pretty gringo-like.
but you're pretty gringo.
Yeah. No, listeners, if you ever want to go to Puerto Rico, just send an email to thefranchiseespod@gmail.com and I'll
Yeah.
send you a list of recommendations.
Well, tour guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I come on the vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah, make room for Alex. I'll sleep in between you.
Hop in.
Hop in. All right. Well, first I'm going to I'm going to give you a couple other little parameters and things like that, okay?
Okay.
And maybe you can join in on this if you got Letterboxd ready.
Okay.
Let's start with the negative, okay? What are some of the worst movies you saw this year?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Do you have one off the top of your head that you
I got a bunch.
Okay.
Well, one I know we saw together, Spinal Tap 2, The End
Oh.
Continues.
Forgot about that.
So, I know, listen, we love Rob Reiner.
R.I.P.
My number one most watched director last year, in large part because he was horribly murdered, and I felt like I wanted to revisit his movies. But when I did, a lot of those are really good. This is not one of his good movies, but he's obviously had a really good run. So, rest in peace.
I've got one for you.
Yeah.
The War of the Worlds Amazon movie.
Well, sure. I mean, I somehow didn't make my list here but yes.
but I will say hilarious.
Well, that's why I didn't make the list, because it is of value. These films have very little value. Bring Her Back, Life of Chuck, Tron Ares.
I didn't hate Bring Her Back.
You didn't see Tron Ares, did you?
I have not seen Tron Ares, unfortunately. Materialists.
But yeah.
Still one of my funniest lines of the year. So can it really be the worst movie? No, but I'm finding it very hard. This isn't about my legs. It's
Yes.
still one of the best lines of the year.
It's a strange movie.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Utterly
We're
bizarre.
seeing, though. This is what I'm saying. That movie might be worth seeing.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Is The Monkey by Osgood Perkins worth seeing? No.
Haven't
I would
seen
say
it yet,
no.
unfortunately.
Flight Risk? Well, Flight Risk might be worth seeing, but it's pretty bad.
Not seen that.
Shelby Oaks, we talked about that.
You did,
Woof.
yeah.
Oof.
Oh,
dog
What
food.
Fun, the Christmas movie by Michael Showalter.
Oh, I definitely didn't. I hadn't even heard about that.
Garbage. The Electric State. by the
Oh yeah,
Russo
now
brothers.
you were really getting into the slums.
Dog shit.
That's awful.
Dog shit film.
Yeah, that might be the single worst. That might be the least real of any movie we've talked about so far.
The least real.
The Running Man remake, bad.
Haven't seen it.
Mountain Head, bad. Very
seen
bad. Superman, I didn't like.
Haven't seen it.
Warfare.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fuck Warfare.
Kinsman Road, I thought was really bad. Sorry, Truth and Dare. It's not your fault.
Haven't seen it.
I just didn't like it. Here's a movie that I know you saw and didn't like because I saw Letterboxd. I think you went with Ruby. And also, I'd been meaning to see it for a long time. So I couldn't make it out to theaters. And I thought, I got to just download this, cross off the list. And that's Surratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not into Surratt.
No,
unfortunately.
stupid bad. Yeah. And I had heard really mixed things out of TIFF.
Some people love it.
Yeah. Some people were like, this is as exciting as
Yeah.
Sorcerer and these other kind of whatever movies that it's referencing or whatever. That it's full of shocks and surprises, and the music is blaring and the desert
It's
heat.
intense.
Yeah, and I was watching it, and like, okay, yeah, I watched it at home on my computer, but I had my really good headphones in, so I'm trying to approach it properly. I thought it was just really superficial and stupid,
Yeah, meaningless. A meaningless film.
really dumb.
And let me tell you, yeah, we saw it in theaters.
yeah,
Meh, doesn't. It's pretty meandering and boring. And there's this moment where I think the movie literally and figuratively goes off a cliff.
yeah.
Where I just was like, what is this movie?
Well, it's also the funny thing about that. So I had a few things spoiled, like certain shocking things would happen, right? I didn't know necessarily every specific detail, but anyway, when that thing happens, it's also just not staged properly. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not just like as a special effect, it doesn't work. It's like
Something
it's just
about it.
awkward. Yeah,
It's so awkward. Like,
it's
why
awkwardly staged.
Why
Like,
does this start happening? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, sure, you can fill in the blanks, I think, a little bit, but
Meh.
it's just dumb.
It
And
is.
then the movie is just very dumb, I think.
And then it just goes on, and it's not at all what I thought it would be, which isn't a bad thing necessarily when a movie throws you a curveball, but then it doesn't, again, literally and figuratively go nowhere. Like,
I just feel like I'm not complaining that it's ambiguous about certain things, but I do think that if you're going to make this the subject of your movie, and also like have this kind of like desert rave festival that is sort of Nova Fest coded, like, right? You remember that, like on the October 7th.
oh, I see.
I just feel like there's a lot of like loaded, imagery and ideas in this movie that are not really explored, and I do think you have to do a little bit more work to like there's got to
agree.
be a little bit more going on in your movie for all of this stuff to be included, I think. But whatever, I don't know.
I was really confused when the credits came up. I was like, oh, that was the movie. Like I really just didn't get what it was going for. And I didn't find it intense at all. I found the intense moments at the end like really repetitive and boring, and was kind of surprised that that's all there was to it.
Yep, there it is.
You know what?
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about Frankenstein, unfortunately. Guillermo del
No,
Toro.
me neither. Yeah, not great.
And the more like I reflect back on it, like, I don't know, just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm just disappointed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like this is the project of my lifetime. This is the movie I've always wanted to make. Well, that's too bad.
Yeah. In terms of just like, overrated movies that are, kind of bad based on how well regarded they are. Hamnet, Don't Call Me Hamlet. Like,
Yes, Hamnet I think is also bad. Yeah. Don't Call Me Hamlet. I forgot about that.
Oh, I've been thinking about it nonstop. I crack myself up being
Don't
like,
call me Hamlet.
it's me, Hamnet. Don't call me Hamlet.
Don't call me Hamlet. Yeah, pip pip. Yeah, that poor kid.
Yeah, R.I.P.
All right, moving on. Let me tell you some things that are not going to be on my list, because two that were on last year's list that are popping up on a lot of lists this year. And this is the problem, What is your rubric? Like, what are your rules? What release year are you going by? This and that. I'll let you know. For the most part, I'm going by released in the U.S., Canada, 2025. But there's some exceptions, obviously. Anyway, Caught by the Tides was on last year's list. Cloud, the Kiyoshi Kurosawa movie, was on last year's list. Here are some movies also that I am not including on this list that I saw at TIFF, because I feel like that's kind of unfair, and they haven't come out yet. Blue Heron, Maddie's Secret, Levers, and The Fence.
Keep an eye out for those.
Well, of these specifically, Maddie's Secret, Levers, and Blue Heron would for sure be on some top 20 or 10 lists for sure this year. Blue Heron maybe is the best movie I saw this year. And so I'm putting that out there. That is like an incredible movie. Please go see Blue Heron when it comes out. Canadian excellence. You will love it. Beautiful movie. And when it comes out this year, 2026, I'm excited to go see it again. And it's coming out soon. And maybe it'll end up on my next year's list. But this is the thing that's so cruel. It's like, if this is the best movie I saw this year, and it's I'm not putting it on this list. Well, this year, 2026, there's a ton of movies coming out. That there's a lot of high profile stuff this year. So what if Blue Heron gets buried? I stress about these lists so much.
Just,
you just got to kind of go with the flow.
Here, go see Blue Heron.
Yeah. A couple other things that are not going to be on this list that are some documentaries that I thought were good, like Mega Doc, the show about the show, the final season, Shifty, the Adam Curtis series, Mr. Scorsese, the exhaustive 5-hour Scorsese documentary, things like that. Louis Theroux, The Settlers, that was a good documentary from him last year. Well, you'll be excited that now his one this year is about looks-maxing.
No way.
Yeah,
Louis Theroux's doing a looks-maxing?
Yeah.
Is he going to talk to Clavicular?
I don't know, man. Yeah, probably. Some other things, Imperial Green, Zach Lacosse's movie, I really liked as well. And my friend Gavin's movie, Klee, the short film Klee, which is, out of all the short films I suffered through because I hate them so much, this is one that's actually really good and really funny and very smart and perceptive and shocking, and yeah, it's doing really well. It's been to a lot of festivals, and I think hopefully at some point it'll get put online, and I'll let everybody know. These are my Nepo choices that I'm talking about. Evil Puddle, the Matt Farley movie. Matt Farley and Charles Roxburgh. And I actually donated to that, crowdfunding. So I can't, in good conscience, put it on my list.
You're a producer.
I'm some type of producer. But I thought that was really good as well. Very funny. And you can rent that now. You can go see Evil Puddle whenever and wherever you want. Moving on, some movies I didn't see that I would like to shout out, because these are presumably movies that are really good. But I'm so sorry. I stressed out so much about this every year. Even before I had a podcast, I didn't have anyone to share it with. I would just be like, oh my God, I got to see frickin', and back when I was younger too, there'd be a lot of just kind of dumb kind of received wisdom choices where it's like, I have to see the new Paolo Sorrentino movie. Well, no, you don't. I'll tell you, no, you don't. You don't have to see that. No shade specifically to that one guy, but just like these festival movies, they're like, I got to see this before my top 10 list. You don't have to, just whatever. But anyway, I'm really, really upset that I didn't get to see Magellan, because I'll be honest, this year, I don't think I have a movie that is like a 5 out of 5 on my list. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously haven't seen nearly as many movies as you have, but I wasn't, I don't feel so strongly about the movies on my list, except for one or two.
Yeah, I feel strongly about these movies, but not in. I'm always kind of waiting for that one thing to kind of hit
that just makes you come.
That yeah, exactly, and that. You're like, this is it, for sure. And there's a lot of good options, but there's nothing that really honestly hit like that. And I was hoping kind of Magellan would be that movie, but I wasn't able to see it.
It's directed by Lav Diaz,
friend
of the pod.
I know. I was really excited, but it's out of theaters now. It was a very short run here. Resurrection as well, similarly, although I had heard more mixed things about that. I didn't see The Voice of Hind Rajab, which I had also heard very mixed things about. Actually, mostly negative things from the people I follow. But that's another one I meant to see. I meant to see Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, the Jim Jarmusch movie, Castration movie 1 and 2. That's just a matter of finding time. That's 10 hours. I gotta sit down and that's Satan Tango. I gotta sit down and do that.
Long movies.
Sound of Falling, The Chronology of Water. I was really close to watching that. I just didn't have enough time. That's Kristen Stewart's debut.
Bella Swan, yeah.
Yeah. I've heard very good things about that. The Ice Tower, Dry Leaf. I have also almost watched Dry Leaf, but I'm kind of waiting for it to get released in theaters. I'll tell you about that one. You're really gonna like that idea.
It's about the Elden Ring character Dryleaf Dane.
Exactly. They made a movie for you. Finally, a movie for video game dorks. Dracula, the Rattaju Dracula, and also Continental 25. See 2 movies this year. Didn't see them, unfortunately. Same with my beloved Hong Sang-soo. There's almost always a Hong spot somewhere in here. Mm-hmm. But I didn't see What Does That Nature Say to You or By the Stream. I didn't see Wrong Husband. I Only Rest in the Storm. There's so many. There's so many, right? We had to record today. This is the last day we could do it. And finally, no wait, 2 more finalies. Honorable mentions after The Hunt. I don't care if it's stupid. I thought it was fun. Cover Up, Eddington, also stupid. EFIS.
Which one was After the Hunt?
After the Hunt is the Luca Guadagnino campus cancel culture movie.
Gotta watch it.
Really, no, it's stupid. But I thought it was really fun.
I want to watch it.
I thought it was really funny. I don't know. EFIS, Final Destination, Bloodlines, Hedda, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, The Naked Gun, Venetian Scheme, The Plague, Sorry Baby. These are all honorable mentions. Okay?
Mission Impossible was a dud.
Not for me. Not in my world.
Dud Reckoning.
Okay, and then let me do my 25 to 11, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll properly do our top 10.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to go from 25 and I'm going to go up. And I put a couple provocative choices at the bottom here.
Okay.
25, Ella McKay. 24, Highest to Lowest. 23, No Other Choice. And then I'm just going to keep going up. Marty Supreme, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Black Bag, Broken Rage, Seven Veils, the Adam McGowan movie. I've got a give an extra plug for that. Canadian content, very good. Probably his best movie in like 15, 20 years. Not that I saw any of that other shit. 20 years later, Predators, the documentary about To Catch a Predator, Chris Hansen. Very upsetting.
Oh, I have to watch that.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, you'll love it.
I have to. I didn't know they made a documentary about Chris Hansen.
It's really smart, beautiful movie. It's very upsetting, and it's very thoughtful, and I'm glad because there's a lot of like pedo catcher guys on YouTube.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, this movie gets into that, and it's insane.
I've been wanting to consume something about that disturbing trend.
Oh yeah, this is the movie for you. It's a really good movie. It's
Do you have a legal copy of it I could borrow?
I don't at the moment. Where did you watch it? I watched it at the Lightbox.
Fuck.
Yeah. It was just an accident. Peter Hujar's Day. Invention. Invention is really cool kind of docufiction hybrid that also Truth and Dare played. We weren't able to go to. Endless Cookie. Now we're in like 13, 12, and 11. Basically, I would say 13, 12, and 11 are sort of extensions of my top 10 list. Okay. Invention, incredible docufiction hybrid that you can see now. I sort of about like, his woman's father dies and he leaves her a patent to like a mysterious healing invention, like, which is like definitely not like some sort of like alternative crystal style thing. But anyway, very, very, very good movie. Yeah. Endless Cookie is a great Canadian animated documentary about these 2 brothers, one of whom is white, who lives in Toronto and is the animator, and the other one is Indigenous and lives in the Shamattawa First Nation in Manitoba. And the animator brother goes and visits his brother in Shamattawa because he's this great storyteller and he's got all these amazing family stories. And basically they're just like shooting the shit, having this like fun conversation that's constantly getting interrupted by other family members and tangents and all this stuff. And it's all animated in this very like wild and vivid and kind of grotesque, like kind of comic booky sort of style. And I could see people not liking that style, but I loved it. And the stories are so funny. It sort of it says it has this mission statement at the beginning where it's like they want to be funny and political and dramatic, but also like kind of looser, a little rough around the edges and all this sort of stuff. And it very much is all those things.
This is Invention.
No, this is Endless Cookie.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's really good. I really liked it. I wish I kind of saw it later, like only a couple days ago, or otherwise it might have been higher in the list. The more I think about it, the more I think it really is one of the best movies of the year.
Wow.
Definitely one of the best Canadian movies. And Misericordia at 11, which for a long time was in my top 10, but I don't know. Let me tell you, if you ever make one of these lists, I'm constantly changing it. I was changing this up until yesterday, like shifting the order around. It's totally arbitrary. Like what's at 11 and 12 and what's at 10 and what's at 1. Well, what's at 10 and what's at 1 is less arbitrary, but it's, all this stuff is arbitrary. Anyway, that's all that. That's enough of me talking for now. Let's get into the top 10. Do you got a number 10 for us?
No.
Well, you should have made a top 10.
There's a lot of really great picks on Ben's list, and then plenty that I have yet to see. But if I'm just looking at my Letterboxd right now and things I've given, I agreed with you. The Naked Gun. Shout outs to that. That was a fun movie. Mm-hmm. They don't make comedies anymore. We gotta watch those comedies.
Laughing is illegal.
Yeah, around there I have stuff like The Alabama Solution, that documentary about Alabama correctional facilities. Mm-hmm. Eddington, the Phoenician schemes around there too. I don't know where does 10 start? I don't know. You know what? Shout outs to Final Destination's Bloodlines. That was a really fun time in the movie theater. I guess that would be 10.
Number 10, Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sticking with the controversial choice. I'm probably not going to have Sinners in my top 10, but I'll throw Bloodlines a lifeline.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I like to put, I like it there to be a genre representation on there because so often those movies get totally thrown away.
Yeah.
I was thinking, 28 years later.
That one too.
That's good enough to be on the top 10.
Yeah.
But I did, in fact, put Sinners as number 10.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. And I guess just looking at it, well, aside from number 9, but number 9 doesn't count. You'll see. And, you'll see. No, I thought Sinners was great. And the part of why I think it held up so well in my memory is because when I saw the trailer, I thought, this looks bad. This looks like really bad. I'm not going to go see this. I don't care. And then Ryan Coogler did the sponsored content, which I try not to watch, but he did the little video with Kodak.
Geeks out about formats.
And I was like, wow, I love this guy so much. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go very far out of my way to see his film on the best and therefore most expensive format possible. And I did, and I had my shit rocked. I was really just not expecting a movie that to be that good. Like, I think because the trailers made it seem pretty generic. Like it was like vampires, and it's just, and it is, but it's a lot more than that. It's just a really, probably the best blockbuster of the year, unless you count One Battle After Another as a blockbuster, in which case that is higher on the list.
What you said is pretty much exactly how I feel about Final Destination Bloodlines.
I really like that too.
Wasn't expecting much, got blown away.
Yeah, you got smushed by a piano.
I know a lot of people who love Sinners, obviously, but, I'm talking to people out on the streets, that there are people, like me out there, Irish vampires, who...
It's well documented that you're a Romanian vampire.
Found it a bit overrated. I was so locked in with Sinners, but when it just becomes kind of from dusk till dawn in that second, or more like that last third, that feels really rushed.
Yeah,
I was left feeling a bit underwhelmed by the last movement of Sinners, unfortunately. And I know there are others like me, and we grow in numbers every day.
All right. Well, I don't think it's perfect. I'll tell you that. There's definitely, yeah, I agree that the climax is a little bit rushed, maybe, but
thank you for the validation.
You're welcome. But then the movie, some of the best parts of the movie are the ending, and I mean, like, not just the coda, which is, I think, really quite brilliant.
You're right,
but
the ending,
the actual
rocks.
ending too,
yeah.
when he's killing all the KKK guys is awesome too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great movie. I'd like to see that again. Actually,
I would like to watch it again.
Yeah.
I would like to watch it again.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Do you want to go with number 9?
Yeah, just looking again at things on Letterboxd that I like. Mine are in no specific order, except for really maybe number 2 and 1.
Well, you really should have made a list, Alex.
I've been in Puerto Rico, okay? I've been on island time. I've been living Despacito. And
You haven't been working on a list for like a month?
I literally got home. I spent the night at Ruby, so I got home about half an hour before you came over.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sorry, man.
No, it's my dedication to the game.
That is crazy. I didn't know that.
I'll shout out, Marty Supreme.
Yep.
We both enjoyed it well enough. I didn't like it as much as Uncut Gems, but it was a fun time at the movie theater with our friends Timothy, Tyler, and Odessa. That's her name, right?
Yeah, her, yeah, all of our buddies. Yeah, I think Marty Supreme is okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I know, I do think it's good. It's on my list at number 22.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a little underwhelming, maybe.
A bit underwhelming. To me, it's been an underwhelming year for movies because I needed to see more movies.
Well, one thing about underwhelming years for movies is that it's never it's not never an underwhelming year, but a lot of the times, just because of the way that the festivals work,
Yeah.
some of the best movies of 2025 were actually technically released in 2024
I know.
and did the
yeah.
festival circuit. Misericordia is an example of that, and so is number 9, The Shrouds, the David Cronenberg movie.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about it.
Yeah, fair enough, and that's okay. But yeah, just to let you know, I have a couple of these. Well, a few of these are movies that if you go on Letterboxd or IMDb, they're going to have 2024 next to them.
Interesting.
Fret not, just go to the IMDb little release date thing, and you will see festival, and then 2025 limited release in such and such Canada, US. All right.
You know what? Just take these as recommendations of movies to go see if they sound like they pique your interest.
Well, all of these are available now, basically.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the thing. And not all of the ones I didn't see are available now, which is partly why I didn't see them.
Perfect.
Interesting. The Shrouds, I think I felt like Crimes of the Future felt to me like this is the final David Cronenberg film, even though it clearly wasn't. He didn't say anything like I'm retiring now, but I just remember there was a lot of build up to it. The name of the film, The Crimes of the Future, and it being reused, from one of his earlier short films, and it reuniting with Vigo, and like it being this futuristic body horror movie. It sort of felt like a culmination of his career, and I loved it. And then to get this movie, which I think just even pushes the late style quote unquote filmmaking further
to its extreme,
where you have basically Vincent Cassel dressed up as David Cronenberg, who's like, my wife Catherine Cronenberg died, and out of all of the elements of grieving, there's
her teeth.
There's nothing that helps me deal with missing the physical body, the presence, her teeth, her bones.
Yeah. It's a crazy movie.
It's a beautiful movie, and on top of that, there's this whole like corporate espionage intrigue thing, which is so like silly and like intentionally convoluted, and. Diane Kruger is so great in that movie. I think about the AI assistant all the time. Now that we have an AI assistant, I think about Honey a lot.
I think I like
turning into a koala.
I liked Crimes of the Future more, I think.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, times of the crimes. Crimes of the Future has such a great ending too, and this one has that kind of like deliberately abrupt like non-ending, which is also so funny too. They're like on the jet plane. I just think it's great. I think it's great to see a David Cronenberg movie in 2025 and have it feel like some of his best work. It's just in a different. It just, I don't know. I'm tired.
I am happy that I've seen a movie in Ben's top 10.
There you go.
Well, I guess 2
You've seen 2. Yeah. What are you talking about? You've seen most of these. Actually, I don't know if that's true. You've seen a lot of them, though. You've seen most of them.
Okay. I'll take it.
All right. Number 8.
You know what? Let's go with The Ballad of Wallace Island.
Okay,
this is a movie I know Ben hasn't seen, which I think is a crime.
I'll never see it.
It's one of the most, charming little adult contemporary British, You know, it's funny. It's funny. It's charming. It's sentimental without being cheesy. It's got some good music in it, and it's a genre of music, you know, that kind of like him and her folk rock that I'm not even particularly into, but you know, I was won over by this, and I was really happy to see Sidekick Simon from Alan Partridge get a chance to shine.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know, maybe I will see that when
You're
I'm
gonna hate it.
No. I let me finish. Maybe I will see that when I'm like a senior citizen. You know,
This is the correct demographic.
yeah. Maybe in like 30 years I'll see it. Yeah, and I'll say, Alex was right. What a fine film.
You can't tell me I was right because I'll be long dead.
Yeah, you think so? You won't be ruler of the universe?
There aren't that many, you know, tall 60-plus-year-olds.
Do tall people die earlier?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not that tall.
We're
You're
like-
not tall enough that you're like your heart's gonna give out.
We're like dash huns.
I don't think so.
I think, okay. Cool.
I mean, maybe you're right. If people or is it just that old people shrink?
I don't know.
We'll have to do some research.
Mm.
Number 8 for me, Blue Moon.
Oh, you need to see that. Fuck.
Oh yeah, and it's funny. I mentioned this. I don't know. I was talking to Devin the other day, and I was like, "Oh, Blue Moon's on my list," and he's like, "What?" But he also hadn't seen it. But I feel like there's a perception that it's like bad for some reason. If that's true at all, I think that might be because when it came out that Linklater had 2 movies this year, or 2025, and it was Nouvelle Vague and Blue Moon, I think people were just focusing on the Nouvelle Vague movie and being like, well, this fucking is so stupid and this is going to suck. And I didn't think that movie sucked at all. Actually, I don't know why I didn't put it on my honorable mention. It's not bad. I think it's actually, you know, at worst, like a little cutesy, right? But at best, like it's quite entertaining. And but Blue Moon, I think, is just sort of like a perfect Linklater movie for me. I think what I like about Blue Moon is, firstly, the performance from Ethan Hawke. He's only getting better, I think, like as an actor, and that's something I think. You know, my mom says a lot about like younger heartthrobby actors, like that. Oh, I can't wait to see what they do when they get older. And I always think about that. I'm like, you know what? That's a good point, because you know, when do you think Leonardo DiCaprio like really hit his stride of giving great performances? Like probably in his 40s.
One
right?
battle after another.
Well, maybe, or maybe it's Wolf of Wall Street.
I agree with you. I hate this whole like Timothée Chalamet push. Like, how fast can he get an Oscar? You know, it's like he doesn't deserve it yet. He's fine. He's just Timothée Chalamet. He's still kind of wooden. You know?
I mean,
like,
yeah, Marty Supreme, he's really good, I think.
he is,
like
but
that-
like
But I know what you mean.
pump the
Yeah.
brakes a bit. You know, like you're gonna win. You're gonna be the Robert De Niro of your time. Shut up.
Well, yeah, in the case of Blue Moon, you know, Ethan Hawke saying like, "Let's make this movie, Dick," which is presumably what he calls Richard Linklater.
Dick links.
Dick Links. He's like, "Dick Links, let's make this movie." And Dick Links said, "You're not ready yet." And they waited, and it's true. He was not old and pathetic enough to play this old pathetic man. Anyway, I just thought it's really funny. It's really sad, in that perfect Linklater way, right? Where like you know, one of the most affecting scenes in his filmography, when it's pretty much like the emotional climax of Dazed and Confused, right? When they're all sitting out on the football field and just like talking about their futures and also like, you know, about how beautiful this moment is and how they'll look back on it and things like that. And this movie is filled with that sort of melancholy of like, you know, this person realizing like the best times are over. And
It's very Boyhood too. You know, like living
Yeah.
in the moment and
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
savoring it. And
Yeah.
the melancholy.
Yeah, except this one's quite maybe a little bit more like a little bit more caustic and ironic and so on.
I gots to watch it.
Yeah, you do.
I gots to.
Yeah. Number 7.
Black Bag.
Oh yeah, I like Black Bag.
You mentioned it earlier.
I put it on there. Yeah, that could easily. I mean, Black Bag is great.
Black Bag's great.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first movies I saw this year. It came out like quite early in the year, I think. And it was just a great time. You know, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Everyone is, because she's a spy and everyone's a spy. And again, another adult contemporary film, but in a different genre, but it's still it's thrilling, but kind of gentle thrills from what I remember. It's not overly stressful or anything like that, and it's got some great chemistry from the cast. You know, like the older folks in the cast, but also the younger people that they work with. It was a great time, and it's a shame. I think it made $15 at the box office, and probably not going to get films like Black Bag.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
Soderbergh, did it not do well at the box office?
I
thought it
so.
did well.
Did it?
I don't know. He's got another movie coming out, The Christophers.
Steven Soderbergh seems capable of getting anything he wants.
He's just gonna
made,
keep going. Yeah,
but,
he's gonna keep going.
Black Bag cost 50 to 60 million, and it made 43.8.
Oh well, in Hollywood, that means they shoot you out of the cannon into the lake of piranhas.
Through the ring of fire.
Yeah.
What's your number 7?
Number 7, I went with Happy End, and this is one I watched not too long ago. It's on the Criterion Channel. You can see it. It was actually at Vancouver when Devin and I went for Cherub, and I remember seeing a lot of ads for it and thinking like that looks really good, but we weren't able to see it. It's the directorial debut, or feature film debut at least, of Neo Sora, who is a Japanese filmmaker and an artist, and also the son of the late, great Ryuichi Sakamoto.
No way.
Yeah. And so when I saw this, I was expecting the score to be really good. And it was really good. It was really good and reminiscent of his father's music. I don't think he did the score, but obviously he's the director, so I'm sure he had some input into that. Anyway, a really, really good movie in what seems to be like a somewhat of a Japanese tradition of making great movies about like groups of like teenagers rebelling against the system or whatever it is, right? And I know there's a lot of these types of movies I haven't seen, and I'm sure that I read a couple of reviews that were like, oh, this is actually just this movie or this movie or this plus this movie, and I'm like, okay, well, I haven't seen those, so to me it felt somewhat fresh, you know. But basically it's like this group of like high school kids in the not too distant future in Tokyo, where their school sort of starts taking more increasingly like totalitarian style, panopticon style surveillance systems over them. And it's a great movie about like friendship and coming of age, and about also coming of age like politically, which I think a lot of movies aren't necessarily about, you know. And the divergent sort of path that the two sort of main characters take, one who's sort of becoming more woke to some of Japan's sort of like racist policies, or or like surveillance based policies, and one who is kind of like aloof and doesn't really want to get involved in that sort of stuff, but and just sort of seeing those paths diverge and converge,
Divergent.
Yeah, Divergent.
That sounds great. I really want to see that.
It's really good. Yeah.
I hope it comes to Netflix soon.
It's on the Criterion Channel.
I hope the American remake comes to Netflix soon.
All right, number 6.
This is where I'll shout out No Other Choice.
Yes.
I had fun watching this movie. It is my favorite Park Chan-wook movie. No, but there was a period of time where I was in between jobs and had to find something else. And then actually, the job I ended up getting was kind of corporate and soul-sucking, and I feel like a lot of people are dealing with circumstances like that in our trying times and economies, and there was something really cathartic and enjoyable about watching this film in that kind of environment.
Yeah. And now you have a fulfilling job overseeing robots at the paper factory, and you can still go and tap the roll of paper with your little stick, even though it's not necessary anymore.
The little robot arms and stuff, they're kind of cute. They've become my friends. We all take lunch together. And
you fuse them to your back in a sort of Dr. Octopus sort of situation.
It's a living.
Yeah.
PETA.
Hey, PETA. I know. Believe me. Number 6 for me, I'll put The Secret Agent. Yeah, which originally was higher, but then I saw some other movies.
Oh man.
No. It's not just that. It's also like I love it. I like that director a lot. I thought it was a great movie for fans of the cinema. A love letter to the cinema. Oh God, I'm so tired. We shouldn't have done this. You're right.
It's okay.
It's all right. It's gonna be this is the worst
It's
episode.
the
ever.
Oscars, baby.
Yeah, you're right.
Listen, I love The Secret Agent too. I went in completely blind, and I think that's the way to do it. And I love the title, and when you really realize what's actually going on and what's happening, and it's not some, black bag-esque conspiracy or anything like that. It's just a government overreaching and controlling its citizens and corrupt people in power, like exploiting their power just to get petty, vindictive revenge. It's all just very sad and a beautiful little movie.
Yes, yeah, I agree. And now I'm thinking, it should be higher. See, this is the problem, because it is so smart. And I think if that and One Battle After Another are two sort of political movies this year, Sinners also, right? Happy End. Actually, all of these, The Shrouds, Blue Moon in its own way. Secret Agent is just a very smart movie. For a movie that's like very discursive and has a bit of like a Shaggy Dog sort of element to it. I think it does really hit an emotional note at the end as well. I know that doesn't work for everybody. I know some people find it to be kind of distancing, and it is in a way, right? It I don't know. It really spoke to me, and I was very touched by it.
Me too. It's about a time of great mischief, and it's a bit of a mischievous little film.
Yes, as they say, Brazilian style.
And I just want to quickly shout out genuinely an incredibly tense sequence at the end, like that kind of like cat and mouse foot chase thing.
Yeah.
Like probably the tensest I've felt in a movie theater this year.
Another movie I just want to see again. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, so many tense moments, even the opening scene, right, with the dead body at the gas station, like and the cops coming in and everything.
Very Coen Brothers.
Yeah, very absurd and very very smart. I really liked it. What about number 5?
Number 5 for me, this is where, I'm going to buy myself some time, and I'll say The Secret Agent because we just spoke about it.
Yeah. Okay. Great movie. Yeah. No. Okay. Number 5 for me, The Mastermind, Kelly Reichardt.
Need to see that.
One of my favorite working American directors by far. And I was quite excited for this movie, and it delivered for me. I love Josh O'Connor. It's funny, I guess, because the movie that I first really kind of fell in love with him a bit was La Chimera, where he is also sort of like an art hustler, like although quite a bit different, like ancient Etruscan artifacts in that movie, and in this movie, like American paintings. I thought this movie is just so specifically my type of humor. Now you listen to this podcast and you think Ben's type of humor, that's pee pee poo poo. That's fall down and go boom. Well, that's true, very much so. And some of these movies reflect that. Naked Gun, I know we talked about, but you have to understand, there's also an intellectual dry humor that I find very funny. And this movie is not even really that dry. And that's why I think it's so funny. Like if you see some reviews, and I'm talking about people who are like, don't know what they're watching, right? People who like, the 3 movies a year crowd who go to this, and they're like, nothing happened in this movie. And then you're like, listen, I've seen all of Kelly Reichardt's other movies. This movie is filled with incident. There's things happening in this movie at a speed that you don't understand how lucky you are for the things to be happening the way they're happening. There's some fall down and go boom stuff in this movie too. But it's also just, and maybe I'm not trying to say it's really that deep. Like the ending, which is a bit of a punchline. I don't want to spoil anything too much because I do want you to see it. I just feel like to make a movie like this with this sort of specific political kind of message at this time is not only like very timely in the sense that we can recognize it and and have a laugh at it, but it's also, I think, quite important because this is how I feel like this guy sometimes, which is to say, sort of apathetic, thinking only about yourself, putting yourself above everybody, including your family, and only ambiently being aware and feeling generally unaffected by the political climate because of whatever degrees of privilege you may have, right? And sometimes, but I'm not saying I'm that guy. I'm just saying sometimes I think we can feel like that sometimes, right? You know what I mean, right?
Absolutely.
And does that mean that we put all our eggs in one basket, meaning planning an art heist?
Yes.
Well, maybe, but that takes a lot of work. I'm just a lazier version of this character in this movie.
Ben and Alex steal a bunch of Group of Seven stuff from the AGO.
Well,
That's
honestly,
a fun movie.
yeah. So the artist that he's specifically stealing the paintings of is Arthur Dove, and I saw one of his paintings, the last year at in the Ottawa Art Gallery,
Nice.
and I thought for a second, like, could I steal this? Should I do it? She's putting bad ideas in my head. Should I do it? And then, I thought, like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm too easy to catch. I can't run very fast. So I decided not to do it. Anyway, number 4.
Bad influence, this Kelly woman.
I know.
She's always getting you in trouble.
I know.
Number 4, I'll shout out If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Yeah, I did like that.
I liked it a bunch. I enjoyed its like little flourishes, like never really seeing the girl being like tight on Rose Byrne a lot. I famously believe that actors are kind of overrated. I think film is a medium where actors benefit greatly from, writing, cinematography, editing.
They're cattle.
All sorts of, support systems to make them look better. But a movie like this that focuses on Rose for extended period of time with long takes, it really gave her a chance to shine, and it's like really her movie, and she's just completely mesmerizing and hypnotizing in this film, and you're along for a bit of a stressful journey with her, and she's like incredibly engaging and a fun screen presence and funny, and a bit of a stress case, and you really feel for her and with her along the way. And I liked it a lot more than Marty Supreme.
Yes, I do think it's better than Marty Supreme. If we're comparing husband and wife works. Yeah, I love it. I as well. But I guess I love how many more movies 10, 20 movies above it.
Which is, it happens.
It happens. But no, I do think it's quite good. I think it's a great performance. One of the better performances that would get, like, it would even be an awards consideration this year. And she should definitely win. In a just world,
campaigning for Rose.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems like they're going to give it to the Oscar bait style performance.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Don't call me Hamlet.
Don't call me Hamlet. Oh, don't call me mommy. That's Rose Byrne. Yeah. She's got some hang-ups about being mommy.
Absolutely. I imagine that women who maybe are both mothers or not, or can't be mothers or anything, would be affected by this film.
I agree. Women will be affected. That's my proclamation.
Anyone could be affected by cinema.
You're right. Number 4 for me, One Battle After Another, which, in another year might have been my number 1. Paul Thomas Anderson movies, I'll tell you, have been my number 1 several times. Phantom Thread, I think the year it came out, was number 1 for me. Probably The Master was number 1 for me. And I like One Battle After Another a lot, just slightly less than these other ones. But who knows? Maybe it'll be the kind of thing that in the future I'll look back on it and I'll say, that really was the best movie that year. But I'll tell you this. It's probably, I think, the best movie of last year that you could go see in wide release.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best movie you can go to the Cineplex or whatever you have in America, the AMC or whatever. Do I need to tell you why it's good? I don't think so.
No, you've probably seen it.
Everybody's seen that movie, right?
Yeah.
We all loved it. We all know why it's great.
Yeah, and it's my number 3.
There you go. Boom.
It's the best. It's easily the best big movie I think that came out last year. if Paul Thomas Anderson movies count as big movies. I don't even know anymore.
This one did.
They're kind of treated like
Yeah.
it, but then they like don't make as much money as people are hoping.
This one did pretty well, I think.
I think it ended
Yeah.
up doing all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like, you know, a good time at the movies that but cinephiles and plebs and anyone in between can enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. Both for cinephiles and plebs.
Yeah.
Okay, that was your number 3. My number 3, Henry Fonda for President,
I need
which
to
I
watch
mentioned
that,
before.
yeah.
Yep. Now, I actually have a lot of pretty decent amount of documentaries on this, at least if you take into account the top 25 or so. And this is an essay film about sort of American history through the lens of Henry Fonda, the life of Henry Fonda, what he represented, the types of movies that he was in, and what he represented as an actor, and also sort of makes the case for, it's about a lot. It's long and it's about a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the interesting things, it does make a case for the sort of, you know, we have the auteur theory with directors and so on, but there's also the sort of acteur, you know, kind of idea of like, even though, you know, Henry Fonda's, there's a lot of interviews with him in this movie where he's talking about how, you know, he became this cultural figure, like on the left, because of the characters he plays and the roles that he chose. And, you know, he would often say, well, listen, like, yeah, here, I can tell you what I believe in, but when it comes to this or this, like, that's a character I played. Those are not my words. That's something somebody else wrote that I'm the mouthpiece for. But this movie does make a decent case for sort of saying, well, he did have an authorship over some of that, because it's not just the words themselves, it's how they're spoken. And it's how that they, you know, it's how they're sold to the audience, and visually, how he carries himself, and all this other sort of stuff, right? That I think is really great, and it's just a really well made, sort of exhaustive like essay film about the man and the like America that he kind of grew up in, his family and what he represents, and yeah, I was really, really impressed by it. It's just like kind of one of those things that's like right up my alley, you know? So covers all my bases.
I got to watch it.
Yeah.
I hope it becomes available soon on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Great place for it.
This is kind of like a cop-out, I guess, because I know it got released in festivals last year, but wider release this year. But, you know, to keep things interesting or whatever, to find a loophole to be truer to myself, I'm going to put Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie at number 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so to be clear, I didn't include it. I was thinking it would be for next year. But also, it was released early this year, so
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
But I was not considering that for this list, just to be clear. I have since seen it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's funny. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's
I
very
liked
funny.
It. Yeah.
It was fun to see, like, you know, Toronto sights and sounds represented in the movie, and it was just a very similar to the Ballad of Wallace Island, very charming.
It is
in a very
charming.
different way.
In a different way, but it is charming. Yeah,
And it's just
people have been asking me why did we bleep? What did we say on the Breaking Dawn Part 1 episode when we were calling Matt Johnson something?
right.
And we bleeped it, and I think bleeping it made it sound so much worse. It made it sound like we were saying something really awful about him. We weren't, to be clear. I could just say what we were saying.
The big reveal. I don't even actually remember what you.
I just said he was a I didn't say anything
now
bad.
you got to bleep.
No, it's going to make it sound terrible. Whatever. Okay.
But yeah, it was a great time in the movie theater that I saw it in, especially with a Toronto crowd. And
People were guffawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time guffaws.
There was a lot of guffaws. There was a guy in my row who anytime anything Toronto or Ontario or Canada even it came up, he was like, and it was getting a little annoying.
I'm not so much of a Toronto boy, but it's just whatever city it could have been shot in, you know, it's just a fun time with good energy.
Oh yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah, definitely. It's very funny, and I never got into the show, and maybe partly because I was like, Oh, I don't need to see that. That looks
Mhm.
dumb. But I've since watched all of it,
Oh,
and it is very good. It's very funny,
I'll try to
and
watch that.
but also like I can also see why I probably didn't need to have seen it at the time.
Yeah.
But now that I've caught up, I'm like, oh yeah, I see why people really like it.
Mhm.
And the movie is we with or without the knowledge of the show, I think works really well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You see a lot of reviews of people saying like how emotional it made them feel, like about the power of friendship. I don't buy that for 1 second.
Me neither.
The movie does not the movie does not convince me of the power of friendship.
Yeah.
It feels the artifice is very present. I don't know. It's too artificial for me to feel anything emotional about it. But the fact that people find it like emotionally resonant, I think is great.
Good for them.
That's
for
kind of
sure.
the best magic trick they pull. Like, you know,
Honestly, I think my number one pick, speaks more powerfully to the power of friendship than Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. But
interesting.
I just had a good time watching it, like a really good time.
Oh,
When I,
yeah.
like
Oh.
moved.
Yeah.
It's very. That sounds silly to me, but good for them, I guess.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I may have sort of incepted your number one into you. I think I may have set certain conditions
Quite
for
possibly.
for us to possibly even share a number one.
You played me.
well,
like a
I don't know. I
fiddle,
think
like a pawn.
well, I think I kind of did a little bit.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah.
We're all just chess pieces in
big-
Ben's game.
Well, kind of. You are sort of the J to my Matt. Is that not true?
Have no musical talent.
Yeah, but you're kind of taller than me, and
Yeah, in that sense, yeah.
I'm fat. not that Matt's fat,
Yeah.
but I could get buff like him. Maybe I'll
Um,
get buff like him.
but what's your number two?
Afternoons of Solitude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I know you haven't. I know,
What the hell is that?
What the hell is that? This is a funny one because this is also one that had a kind of weird release, so festivals and then blah blah blah. But it did sort of officially come out last year, and it is also the number one on Cahiers de Cinema's list as well for 2025. I think the number one of 2024 is Misericordia.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there you go. Who am I to disagree with the great Cahiers de Cinema? No, I'd been meaning to see this for a while. I finally got around to it. You can rent it. You can rent fucking Apple Rental. You can rent Afternoons of Solitude. It is a documentary from Albert Serra, whose work I'm familiar with but haven't seen much of, to be honest. And it's about bullfighting, specifically focusing on the day in the life of this one bullfighter. I think his name is Andres Roca Rey. And you have to see this. It is like breathtaking, jaw-dropping like documentary of just like mostly comprised of a sort of medium shot of just like this guy in the ring with a bull, but also shows you sort of just other like kind of daily rituals, like getting into the taxi or whatever, getting to like the shuttle bus between the hotel and the ring, him talking with his boys, getting help dressed into his like little uniform and all this stuff. And the movie, there's no talking head interviews. There's no, it is not at all put together in a way to suggest you should feel this way or that way about bullfighting. Although I think so in that sense it has an ambiguity to it that you can bring your own sort of thoughts to and whatever. But to me, it's very clearly an incredible indictment of this sport and this country that basically operates this horrible fascist like spectacle, largely propped up by, I guess, tourism, but also this fascist macho like kind of cultural identity. and like just how ridiculous it is.
Is it Spain?
How how like, you know, unintentionally homoerotic it is. All of his guys are always talking about how big his balls are, and it's funny. It's so fucked. Like, you know, I work at a hotel. I deal with animals all day, yapping at me, and sometimes I think, oh, I fucking hate all these fucking pigs, you know. But these guys, you would think, okay, what is the modern bullfighter thinking? Is the modern what's inside the head of the modern bullfighter in 2025? You know, and you might think, okay, they must have this sense of history of the sport. They must have this sense of grace and mercy for the bull. You know, they must know that on some level this is bad, and so you must think that they would treat the bull with the utmost respect. This is sort of my preconceived notion going into this movie.
I would think so.
That just for this sport to even exist, there must be some sort of reverence for the bull that gets very, very gratuitously slaughtered, you know, every day. But no, there's all this great footage of them, and they're in the car on the way back to the hotel, and they're like, that fucking bull was a fucking pussy. I hate when they fucking fight back, you know?
Oh my God.
And it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's lame.
Of course it fights back. The bull doesn't wake up that morning thinking it's going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just an insane movie, and the footage is breathtaking. Not in this like cinematic, beautiful way where what I mean to say is that it's not like aestheticized into this like Planet Earth style like sweeping cinematic spectacle. It is both spectacle and critique of spectacle at the same time. Probably the best movie of the year, if not for me wanting to pick something a little bit more personal at number one that I also think months ago incepted into Alex's head to make it number one for him as well.
I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is bullfighting.
Honestly, yeah, there's a bit of that.
I need to watch that movie. I watched a bullfight on TV. I have family who live in Spain.
Oh yeah, right.
And they televise it there, and I saw one when I was like younger and was just so confused, very good, by what was happening. And then once I was told what was happening, it's a practice that's, caught people's curiosity for a really long time, like Hemingway and shit like that. It's this weird mix of machismo and, like you said, like extremely homoerotic aspects for sure. It's just totally bizarre to me. It's such a bizarre cultural practice and tradition, and I would love to watch a documentary about modern bullfighting. I thought it was like outlawed, actually. Like I thought they got rid of it, but I guess not.
No. Yeah.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It seems just insane.
And it's really just this one guy, right? And like, talk about like portrait of like a very fascistic portrait of like the male body. Like you're watching this guy and it feels like Leni Riefenstahl or whatever. It's fucking crazy. The way that Sarah films him, is like I say, both soaking in this raw sexuality of this man, this raw power of this like, kind of ridiculous but also absolutely stunning and incredibly confident macho man, and then also like making him appear like he's like a fucking idiot.
I really want to watch that.
It's great.
But yeah, as Ben alluded, my number one pick and Ben's number one pick is a movie I wouldn't have seen without him, and it made a huge impression on, I think, both of us, and that is, of course, Fuck My Son. The movie based on the Matt Ryan,
Johnny Ryan
comic book.
Worst of the year. One of the worst of the year.
Fuck My Son.
I mean, yeah, there were some funny moments. I was happy that we went to that.
Yeah, me too.
Even if the movie is kind of stupid.
It was something else.
I feel stupid calling a movie like that stupid, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, what are you talking about? You're stupid for pointing that out.
Yeah, but stupid as in poorly made.
That too.
It could have been better. Could have been much better.
Great performance by Steve Little from
Agreed.
Eastbound and Down.
Agreed. Yeah. We're talking about Vulcanizadora.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. Vulcanizadora.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That sounds right.
Yeah, you know what? That's so funny because when I talked about it and I knew you would really like it and I gave you a copy of it, I thought this is probably going to end up on his list. But then only the other day did I switch it to my number one.
Oh wow.
Because I was still waiting for this thing. I was waiting for the shoe to drop. I was waiting for the sign from the Lord. This is the movie. This is the movie that's your favorite of the year, and it never really happened. And then when I was looking at it and juggling things around, I was thinking, oh, is The Secret Agent up there? Is it One Battle After Another? Is it Afternoons of Solitude? And maybe Afternoons of Solitude is like my pick for like the best piece of like film art, the best piece of filmmaking. But this one is the personal one because I just feel sometimes with a number one, I just want to pick something that feels a little bit more grounded and something that I not feel like I could make myself, but something that feels like a little bit more like in the realm of possibility of something that I would want to express myself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't like when people say I could make. I put it there because I feel like I could make it. I don't think you could actually. I'll challenge you on that. I had a film professor who was like, my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie is Punch Drunk Love because I feel like I could make that. And I was like, I guarantee you cannot, and we'll never make that.
Did you
movie.
say a professor said that?
Yes. Well, professor loosely.
Okay.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. Not a. You're just a teacher. No. Just. As opposed to they were saying as opposed to something like The Master. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And I was like, well, you definitely couldn't make that either.
But you couldn't make Punch Drunk Love.
No, it's a lot harder than you think. But anyway, so I'm not saying this is a movie that I could make or we could make or whatever. But similar to one of my other favorite movies and one of my other number one movies from the past, from like, almost a decade ago now is 45 Years, the Andrew Haigh movie, which is a relatively simple movie. Just a character drama, 2-character drama, but just something that I think is so emotionally true to how I look at the world, and this was very much in that same vein,
I relate to that, but I agree with you. I think not in we could do this kind of way, but it's a very inspiring movie. In its scale. I've seen I think most of Joel Petreukis's work at this point, and I love it. I love there's like, people talk about like independent cinema, and you have these independent movies and they're still filled with like, cool people who you could never get to be in your movies because they're friends with the director because they're all cool or part of a scene or something, like I'm thinking like Harmony Korine working with some of the people he's worked with, or like those early like Jim Jarmusch movies with Tom Waits shows up or John Lurie, it's this is an independent movie, but I'm never going to get like, Tom Waits to be in my movie. Like I'm not cool or connected like that. Like Joel Petreukis' stuff feels like, like the unglamorous independent, like the loser, like independent movie, it's not filled with cool people like who just want to do him a favor or anything like that. It's like half his family's in the credits. You know what I mean? Like
filled with despair
and people from Michigan. And but I think that's so cool. It's loser core, but like truly just self-made DIY with that like punk energy, and they're clearly like very personal movies too. And this one like kind of serves as a sequel to Buzzard, sort of.
Definitely. It definitely is. Yeah,
it is, but it's also like not important that it is. It's like a total like standalone movie.
True, but I would suggest watching Buzzard first.
Yeah.
And just because they work really well together.
They do, and the evolution of these two characters from that movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's just so fitting, so kind of like melancholy and sad, but really funny too. Like their banter when they're walking through this like Michigan forest is just really funny. Yeah. Joel Petreukis gives like an amazing performance in this movie.
Oh yeah.
And
best supporting actor.
It's just, bizarre. Like, and there's something like really unsettling about it because you're like, similar to Buzzard, where you're like, this guy's, kind of unhinged and a loser, and he's like rebelling against society in his own way. But then it gets like real and creepy where, he's making like these devices and stuff. Like in Buzzard, I'm thinking
Yeah.
of the Nintendo Power Glove
Freddy
Freddy Krueger
glove,
thing.
Yeah.
And in this, it's these like really upsetting headset things
Yeah.
he creates, and it's just there's something like I don't know. It's like micro cinema, but you can they're grand artistic statements of like this kind of micro cinema genre feeling DIY punk aesthetic.
Yeah,
Like
DIY I think maybe more is more applicable. Like there's definitely that element to it, and even in the title, like he talked in an interview, he likes these movie titles like as if they're albums, you know, like Relaxer is a great album title, you know, like
I think
Buzzard.
Alt J
Yeah,
has
exactly.
an album named Relaxer.
Oh, there you go. His favorite band, Alt J.
Everyone's
Our
favorite band,
everyone's
yeah.
favorite band, Alt J. I agree. I like this movie, for a number of reasons. One, I think that it expresses a kind of morose and melancholy worldview that I sometimes find myself operating in. Although I tried very hard not to. I don't think it's completely like black-pilled and like without hope or whatever.
No,
it's
the
not
opposite,
like that.
really.
Yeah,
Like-
but it also is something I find really attractive. Is like this idea of, you know, being a complete fuck up and getting away with it all the time. and not having to suffer any consequences for the misery that you cause yourself and others. And this movie captures that so well. Like Buzzard is partly about that, where it's kind of like, you know, he kind of gets off scot-free a little bit.
He's so paranoid and
Yeah, but this one, the idea also of what male friendship is like, and how, you know, there's a lot of movies about toxic male friendships, right? You know, but there are very few that includes somebody basically goading someone into doing a suicide on tape with an explosive head device. You know, to spoil it a little bit. I just love how, you know, as a sequel to Buzzard, he's, you know, this character is basically like running his mouth the whole time, and it's like completely insufferable. And then in this one, you know, he's with his friend, and the first half of the movie, you know, he doesn't really say anything. It's not really his movie. It's Joel Patrakis' movie. Then it's not even like halfway. It's over halfway through when it changes, and that character's not in the movie anymore. You go through this brilliant, I think, final act of the movie. I don't know if it's like the last half hour or something like that.
something like that.
Where he's like in purgatory, basically. Very, very funny to me on like a deep, like soul level, a cosmically funny kind of, you know, punishment / non-punishment for this character, and how actually not getting punished is the greatest punishment of all, because he can't live with himself.
Yeah.
You know, he's so convinced that he deserves this punishment, and he doesn't get it. And I think the ending is really beautiful too.
Me
and
too.
very sad. Yeah.
No, you're right, and it's really funny that, like, you know, that character from Buzzard, you know, the toxic masculine aspect of it, alienating people and stuff. He alienates like his one friend in this movie to the point where like his friend is no longer there. You know what I mean? It's fucking hilarious. And he's so like moody during that first portion of the movie, you know, like you said, he's like silent. He's like, we're going through with this or whatever. And then like when the movie kind of like expands in scope again and like things are kind of going his way or whatever, it's like things wouldn't have been that bad. And now you're short a friend because you convinced him to stick a high powered thing in it. Like, it's so funny.
Oh
like,
yeah. It's like he cannot possibly self-destruct more.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, you may think the ultimate self-destruction is to literally blow yourself up. Yeah. No.
It's being the guy who doesn't.
Yeah. It's being the guy who
convinced
doesn't,
his friend to do it.
Yeah, being the guy who doesn't get killed in the suicide pact is actually maybe worse.
Yeah, it's so funny.
He's such an asshole. You're right. He is moping the entire first half of the movie.
Yeah. And like it's
such a good movie.
They're eating their like final meal of just like chips and chocolates and stuff, and he's like, And I saw these reviews online that were like, people were like, why doesn't Joel Petreukis' character just like run into the water and stuff? And it's like, because they're just kind of like frantic idiots and stuff. Like, it's so funny.
They're not great minds. Yeah.
No. It's a great little movie. I saw he did like a Criterion Closet thing, and he was like, my students like paid for my fare here and stuff like that, because he's a teacher at a university in Michigan. I hope he gets to direct like a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? I hope he gets to do Doctor Strangelove.
Wouldn't you
3.
rather he just made more movies like this?
No, me too. I do. I just, I wish this guy the best, and I'm a genuine fan of his shtick.
Yeah.
And his worldview, kind of, and yeah.
Oh, me too. And I want to go back and watch the rest of his movies. I was waiting for something big to kind of bite me in the butt, but you know what? Maybe it was this all along, right? And I mean, I didn't see this that long ago,
no.
But I do really think this is my favorite of the year.
It made me laugh. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
No, it made me really sad.
It made me sad.
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, that's it. That's it for right now. I got to go to work. I actually do have to go.
See you for Star Trek.
Yeah,
Infinity and Beyond.
Oh, baby, yeah, we'll be there. That's going to be a lot of work.
And
you thought I was going to say fun, didn't you?
Congratulations to the winners of the Oscars.
Yes. Oh, good for them.
Goodbye.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. This is Ben here. This is a short little voice note we got from Catherine Viano, past and future guest, franchisee extraordinaire, just detailing some of her favorite films, and in fact highlighting a few that we didn't talk about, so I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful 2026. We will see you at the movies.
Hey Franchisees Nation, it's me, Catherine, back here again, and I'm going to round out my favorite movies of 2025. So I wanted to talk about mostly movies that aren't really going to be talked about too much in terms of like the award season or other kind of more mainstream ideas. These are the movies that I really liked a lot that I think are kind of underseen. Because we all know that Marty Supreme is very good. We all know that One Battle After Another is very good. I really liked Avatar as well, and Eddington I thought was really good. But here are some films that I think kind of deserve a little more recognition. So we have Rats, directed by Maxwell Nelevansky and Carl Fry. Sorry I butchered that name, but this is like a really fun kind of throwback stoner comedy. Very weird, off-the-wall, crazy color grading, but so much fun to watch. Highly recommend it if you're looking for something a little silly, and with this kind of weird late 2000s period piece setting. It's really, really good. I also really liked the new Dennis Cooper film, Room Temperature. A lot of these will be bleeding edge screenings that I went to this year, but they do have like a pretty high hit rate in terms of like interesting movies to watch. So Room Temperature I thought was really good. I thought it was like a very strange and like slow mood piece that hits on like this like small town Americana and like the kind of darkness behind the more idyllic things. Definitely recommend that one. I also really liked Imperial Green. This is a bit of a bias pick because I know Zach pretty well, but his film I thought was really, really beautiful. Again, like a very slow piece, but a beautiful autofiction about trying to like understand your place in the world, and the final shot in the movie I think is so unbelievably gorgeous. Highly recommend that one. I won't talk too much on it because it is, I think, obviously one of the best movies of last year, but Cherub, starring the one and only Ben Turnbull. I thought this was an amazing film. Devin Cheers does a fantastic job at, I guess, like all of my favorite movies this year were like pretty slow, other than Marty Supreme. But yeah, Cherub is another slow burn piece, a mood piece, but the character work in it is really strong. And again, a movie that has like a fantastic ending. Probably my favorite movie of the year is Castration Movie Anthology 2 by Louise Weird. I feel like this will be a movie that every trans person you know will be talking about, but a lot of people will not see because it is 5 hours long, and feels every second of that. But it is maybe the most horrific and funny movie I watched all year. It is a new frontier in trans filmmaking and filmmaking as a whole, I think. And the ending of this film is the most I've cried at a movie in a very, very long time. It is beautiful, heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, makes you want to throw up. It is awe-inspiring. And then the last movie that I want to talk about is the Blue Jays versus the Mariners, Game 7 of the ALCS. What a game. Unbelievable, come from behind victory. A lot of people will talk about, the Blue Jays, they didn't win the World Series, but this game, I think, fully encapsulates what I love about this team. Everyone had an unbelievable game. George Springer hit that instantly iconic home run. It is the greatest sporting moment I've ever been a part of. Let's go Blue Jays. Movies are hopefully going to be good again in 2026. They were pretty good last year, so hoping for the best. But really, I think what we can all agree on is that the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series this year and take down the evil LA Dodgers team. Thank you so much, Ben, Alex, Franchisees Nation. I hope you all have a wonderful year, and I hope that all of the other picks on this episode are as insightful as I don't know, whatever. Okay, bye-bye.